We're back with a grimy. I said it right that time. Back with a grimy video. The most painful things in life. This is gonna be a very uncomfortable vid. A very uncomfortable vid. But let's get into it.
Kelly Clarkson told me that whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I find that to be the complete opposite. Every time I get hurt, it slowly depletes my HP like a poison potion or something. Now I'm pretty sure I'm not a woman, so I'll never have to go through childbirth or menstrual cycles. I've never been set ablaze like a pan of stir fry, nor have I been stung by a bee or wasp. But the occurrences that will be disclosed in this video are just as mortifying and painful as any of those other things, pretty much. But in all seriousness, these instances really be putting me out of commission, bro. At this rate, I'll be looking like Anthony Davis after 5 minutes of play. So today, we'll be discussing some of the most harrowing and agonizing experiences that I often find myself having to endure on a regular basis. Comment down below the most painful incident.
Okay. Let's prepare ourselves, boys. This is about to get really cringy, really painful. Really
that you've ever experienced, and like and subscribe if you're new. First, we gotta talk about burning your mouth with hot food. Now, usually whenever
We're starting off like that, fam. When you start off like, I don't know, something cold, something spicy. That hurts, fam. Like, you think, it's just, you're eating food. You're thinking it's just nice and warm. It just bends your whole mouth.
I take my food out the oven or microwave, I let it sit like a dunce in the corner. But sometimes I find myself in predicaments where I need to consume my food hastily. Little did I know that my mouth would be put through more pain than a Giants fan. Because the moment I attempt to ingest this sizzling cuisine, my mouth was left with more burns than Freddy Krueger. You know your food is reaching temperatures higher than a volcano when the moment you bite it, steam starts spewing out that motherfucker like a tea kettle. But I'm pretty sure we've all had those moments where we eat something that's still hot and start huffing and puffing like the fucking big bad wolf or something, bro. You know, something like this. My eyes literally start watering.
I think that's a talent. Wow.
From this shit. But as the saying goes, no pain, no gain. So now I'm just trying to thug it out and start chewing quicker than a damn squirrel. But this excruciating experience becomes even worse when you burn the roof of your mouth, especially when it leaves that blister that resides in your mouth for the next couple of days. Or when you burn your tongue and now you can't even taste the rest of your food. Another food that decimates the roof of my mouth is Captain Crunch. There was a point where I was legitimately petrified to eat this treacherous cereal because every time I did, it felt like I was eating sugared thumbtacks. My mouth would be left in more shreds than some slow cooked pot roast, bro. Now we gotta talk about hangnails. Now I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person who routinely cuts their fingernails. Well, at least I hope I'm not, because a lot of you niggas walk around with these disheveled ass talons on y'all hands. Some of y'all fingernails really look like y'all were digging graves with y'all bare hands. I'm pretty sure some of you cut your nails as often as EDP cuts weight, looking like y'all got piranha teeth equipped on y'all fingers. However, I personally don't want to walk around looking like Count Orlok. But anyway, sometimes I get carried away and start lacerating my fingers, ultimately leaving me with the most irritating piece of skin ever. Now I'm not gonna lie, my initial reaction is to try and gnaw this motherfucker off like a teething dog. I'm out here looking like Squidward when he was trying to bite that Krabby Patty for the first time. But then when that doesn't work, I just swallow my pride and try to surgically remove it with my hand. But little did I know that for the next 5 minutes I was going to be tortured, because this minuscule fragment of skin starts to evolve into an entire strand that travels the course of my entire arm. Like, why the fuck is my skin impersonating a fruit by the foot? I'm pretty sure if I continue pulling, I'll start unraveling like a fucking mummy or something, bro. I wholeheartedly believe that it'll only take about 30 seconds before I start to look like one of those muscle diagrams in a doctor's office. Now we gotta talk about getting a brain freeze. Now look, I like ice cream just as much as the next man, but those brain freezes are crippling, bro. As a matter of fact, it's really anything that's got frigid tendencies. Popsicles, water, etc, etc. I'll just be downing some Purple Cow Moose Tracks ice cream when all of a sudden my brain will get obliterated by this freezing sensation. It literally feels like my brain is getting shanked by icicles. This shit never fails, bro. Especially when you've got a Frosty or a Slushie. I gotta take like one sip a second to make sure I can counter this incursion, because when it happens, my entire mouth is stunned for a good 10 seconds. And I hope I'm not the only person who's got that tooth that's more sensitive than a Reddit user that starts tweaking whenever something cold touches it. And no matter how much studying and speculation that I do, I would never understand how people can just take these Paul Bunyan ass bites out of ice cream. These niggas really be
I have a thick skull, so I can eat a lot of ice cream or cold something at once. Like, I think, yeah, yeah, I have a thick skull, so I don't feel the brain freeze.
Featuring ice cream like it's a Subway sandwich or something. I cringe every time I see people performing this reprehensible act, because I know if I was to attempt such an action, my teeth would start stinging like a yellow jacket. Now we gotta talk about hitting your ankle with a scooter. Probably the most infamous encounter on this entire list, because I'm 100%
Scooter. Does the table count? Does the table count?
They were called razors because they used to slice and dice my ankles like a hacksaw. My scooter used to eat away at my ankles like termites in a cabin. Scooters should deadass be classified as a deadly weapon because they could easily send someone to the ER. The amount of time someone from the neighborhood would try to pull off a fake ass dude perfect trick on their scooter and end up frying their ankles would be immeasurable. Like they must have forged these scooters with only the finest and substantial metals on the planet. But this shit used to be agonizing to endure, bro. All I ever did on these motherfuckers was get hurt. Not gonna lie, if I was getting jumped and all of a sudden I heard, hold his ankles, I'm gonna get the scooter, my soul would evict itself from my body. Another device.
No, that's evil. That's demonic, fam. You're getting jumped, and the guys are like, hey, get the scooter, hey, hold him. Like, nah, that's dark. That's evil.
That specialize in distinguishing my ankles and shins are those bed frames. I swear, these motherfuckers would spawn out of nowhere. I would just be walking in my room and I would get ambushed by this metallic hazard. When people talk about the monsters underneath their bed, I presume this is what they're talking about. My shins.
Take it out. Take it, yo.
Used to be more black and blue than that damn dress from 2015. Now we gotta talk about biting your tongue. You never realize how hard you're chewing until you bite your tongue. Like, why the fuck is my body retaliating against me? And I don't know about y'all, but this pisses me off just as much as it injures me. Like, I damn near start scrapping with my food. I don't even be chewing that fast, but yet this nefarious maneuver is still cast upon me. It feels like I'm gonna bite clean through my tongue like a guillotine. And then I'm sitting there wondering why my food tastes like metal. All of a sudden, my dull rectangular teeth turn into fucking razor blades. At this point, I'm just gonna start putting all my food in a blender and drinking it through a straw. I also somehow end up biting the inside of my cheeks. And back when I had a built-in rainbow loom in my mouth, the sides of my mouth were getting absolutely eradicated. Trying to eat with braces was literally like trying to escape a saw trap. But that's a different story for a different day. Between biting my tongue and burning my mouth, I damn near got PTSD from eating, bro. Now we gotta talk about paper cuts. Now don't let the minuscule size of these lacerations fool you.
You know, I've never gotten a paper cut. Never. I've gotten paper cuts only from like those thick papers, like those thick ones, bro. Like those ones that are posters, or those, I don't know, you see when Japanese make their comics, like they use really thick paper. So I've touched those and that really cut my hand. Yo. But normal paper, like this, no. Next. I've never got cut by this. Yeah.
Paper cuts hurt just as much as anything else on this list. I swear, this shit only happened when we had to read textbooks in class. As if I need another reason to hate these books. But there always used to be that one person who acted like they got their fingers surgically removed and started tweaking like they're off 12 perks. But that, my friend, is just the tip of the iceberg, because this pain gets taken to another level like an elevator. Because after a couple days, I would forget that I had these markings, and I would blindly apply hand sanitizer. But unbeknownst to me, the hand sanitizer is apparently laced with fucking hydrochloric acid. I don't even realize how many cuts I have on my hands until I do this, bro. My hands start burning more than the
It's like when you're getting a haircut. You're getting a haircut, they really cut your hair like that. Then when they put spirits, you're like, yo, you cut. If it's you really cut.
Much of a frat boy. It feels like I'm getting cooked from the inside out, bro. But at least the suffering doesn't last as long compared to the other scenarios that have been covered. Now we gotta talk about stubbing your toe. The pain that's universally felt across the entire nation. This is why I'm gonna start walking around the crib in steel-toe Craftsman boots. It's the worst when the pain doesn't settle in for a couple seconds, and you know that when it does settle in, it's gonna hit harder than Larry the Lobster. In my house, there's this marble table in the living room, and when I was younger, I was running to the kitchen or something. My foot dove about 3 inches into this fucking table. My nigga, my toes were speaking in sign language, throwing up gang signs and all that shit. It always ends up being my pinky toe too, bro. I thought I was gonna have to get my shit amputated. All I could do was
it's never my big toe, my middle toe, it's my pinky toe, bro. Always.
Fall to my knees and cry. I had to refrain from using every swear word in the book at that moment. Now we gotta talk about rolling your ankle. Now if you watch this video, then you're already aware of the trials and tribulations that wearing slides brought me. My ankle would legitimately be horizontal on the floor like I was Kyrie Irving. There are more than one flavor of rolling your ankle, but the ones that routinely turn my ankle.
Hey, dude, you're just walking casually. Then you just, like, dude, my legs, like, it's almost like my body doesn't know where my legs are. Like, I hit something, man. Ankles
in the soot or uneven sidewalks, street curves, and those random ass roots that be protruding out the ground like the Ninja Turtles. But the worst part about rolling your ankle is when you're playing basketball and you land on someone's foot coming down for a rebound. Now I'm walking around looking like an extra from The Walking Dead. Another basketball related injury that I'm no stranger to are those damn jammed fingers. Once I was playing pickup with this baseball player, so I called for the ball. Mind you, we're like a couple feet away from each other. And I guess this nigga's baseball instinct started to kick in because he threw what might have been the quickest basketball in the history of mankind. I legit felt like Huey when he was trying to catch that kickball, bro. Except instead of it being my wrists, my fingers were left sauteed. For the next couple weeks, my fingers look like Vienna sausages, bro. Looking like I got the grimace shake running through my veins. But ladies and gentlemen, we quite possibly might have saved the worst for last, because hot oil popping on you is probably the most malignant and unendurable experience of all time. It doesn't matter if I use a tablespoon or if I use the entire fucking bottle. The oil will always find a way to violate me. I literally gotta suit up like I'm going into a fucking war.
This is why I was this is why I was putting my food early while it's still getting warm. Not like when it's like or when it's like vaporing or whatever.
And it always starts off with just some tranquil and placid popping. But then that motherfucker put a switch on it and start hauling all types of attacks on me. I gotta start using the pot lids as a shield like some fake ass Captain America, bro. But then when my mom goes to fry anything, she seems to be immune. Like she damn near starts washing her hands with it. Meanwhile, I'm in the kitchen fucking tap dancing trying not to get burned. I remember one time I was cooking burgers on the skillet, and whatever cow this meat had came from must have had Mountain Dew as their last meal or something, because that burger was spamming grease like a motherfucker. The pops were sounding like Godzilla back shots, bro. Not to mention that this ludicrous onslaught leaves a stinging sensation afterwards. It'll be hours later and I'm still feeling the side effects from these burns. At this point, I'll just cook bacon instead of lighting fireworks on the 4th of July. But I think it's gonna wrap.
That's it. Oh, he's saving the others for part 2. Man. Oh, there's still more.
Wrap everything up for this video, man. Comment down below the most painful thing that you ever done, most painful experience that you ever been in, whatever the case may be. Join the family, like and subscribe if you're new. 2023 takeover is in full effect, baby. Let's finish out the year strong, man. And look, I know I've been gone for a minute, bro. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you need to disconnect, take a step back. I want to make sure I'm putting out the best content for y'all, man. I don't want to be out here just constantly uploading BS, you know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for being patient. Thank y'all for rocking with me, bro. I got some heat. I got some fire content that I want to, you know what I'm saying, start putting in motion that I think y'all really gonna enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below any ideas that y'all want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's a true honor and a blessing to be able to make these videos for y'all, bro. I don't take none of this shit for granted. I really try to put out the best content, and you know what I'm saying? We gonna keep growing. We gonna keep doing our thing, bro. But with all that being said, I hope this video finds you in good spirits. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I love y'all. I'm G Grimy. It's been real. I'm out. I love y'all. Again, peace.
Grimy. It's grimy. Yeah, well, I feel like he's saving the others for a next video, part 2. You know, there should always be a part 2. I don't have any ideas right now. I really don't. I feel like I don't want to, you know, make any predict. Yeah, no, let's make any bets. Let me think of one. I really don't got nothing. Like, some of those only relate to me or my country or context that only involves me. So, most painful things. Like when water gets in your nose. That's like the worst thing to bet on. It has to be something common. Comment below. And we'll bet on that, guys. We'll bet on that. Peace. Been Triple King.